Concerned friends and family call the police to report Anastasia's disappearance.
Let's check her back.
The police went to the King home.
Police department, is there anyone home? Police department, anyone home?
Excuse me.
Indel King?
What can I do for you?
I'm Detective Jameson. This is Sergeant McCall. We're from the Mount Lake Terrace Police Department. We've been contacted by an attorney here in Seattle on behalf of your wife's parents. They haven't heard from her in over a week, which is unusual. They're just wondering if you knew where she was.
Moscow is probably where you find her, as far as I know.
Indel tells the police that he'd...
You're saying she's left you?
Yes. She told me I wasn't good enough. She told me I wasn't strong enough. I don't blame her. I tried to change. I really did. But it wasn't enough.
Before detectives leave, Indel hands them a... Detectives decide to approach Larson for further questioning.
Daniel, just to remind you, this conversation's being recorded. We just have a few more questions for you. It's about Anastasia King. More specifically, Indel King.
Their interest obviously was piqued with Daniel Larson and whether Daniel Larson may have information about what happened to Anastasia.
Last time we met, you said he was just your landlord. And now the two of you are best friends. Can you see why we'd find that a little bit curious? So if you don't mind, I just have a few more questions about Anastasia.
I already told you everything I know. They had their big fight at the airport in Moscow, and she's left on her own.
What if I told you that the flight manifest shows that she was on that flight with Indel?
As the police pressed, Daniel, as he was speaking, was giving details that just suggested that he knew more.
You've been talking to Indel about this, haven't you?
Daniel Larson was one of those people who had a very dysfunctional childhood. He had severe abuse, severe issues from the time he was approximately 3 years old.
The detectives hope they can strike an emotional chord with Daniel to make him talk.
Daniel, did you know that her mother is visiting morgues trying to find her daughter?
They suggested that Anastasia's parents deserved to know where she was and what happened to him.
We'll be back in a few minutes.
Even people like Daniel Larson may have a shred of conscience at some point.
Anastasia has been missing for 3 months now. The only chance of finding her seems to depend on Larson talking.
Daniel?
Police interviewed Daniel further.
This is not fair for her. Don't you think she deserves to know what happened to her daughter? Whatever that may be. She loves her.
He then changed his story.
I know what happened.
Daniel finally described what had actually happened.